This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast. Over 40 years of playing PlayStation, 8 plus years in that games media combined. We are glad that you can join us for this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast services. If you want to be a part of future conversations, please join us on Facebook, join us on Discord, comment below. If you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/popculturist. Head over there, check out the tiers. Might be something there that interests you. I still got it.
You still got it. And if you want to show the love of the PopCulturists on your body, head to popculturist.com/shop where you can buy shirts like this, phone covers like that. And we are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists. You can come over there, watch us, the streams and the things, and he's back.
How does that feel, buddy?
Oh, dude, you had no idea. You had no idea. Like,
Did all the panic just come up to the spiel? Like, oh, what do I say again?
No, like I said, like genuine, full disclosure, like, because we haven't hung out at all in this time. Like, so this is obviously the show that we enjoy doing together, but it's also just nice to hang out with you. Mm-hmm. So I'm so happy to have you back.
What's that song? I'm lost without you. All I know is I'm lost without your love.
Well, that's pretty much it. How you been, man?
I forgot how stanky this room can
I
get.
guess rank in here. That's what the fan on.
Yeah, they're good.
Because the temperature shift in like the world has altered in the last like 3 weeks. We were in like winter before. Now we're like balls deep in spring.
Yeah, I know. Being up on those roofs, man, it gets hot.
For those that don't know, like for the audio, Josh is a good shade of brown now.
Yeah, especially like in comparison.
Look at that.
And especially this hat tan line, if you can make it out on
I
the
had
camera.
to readjust the white belt because you used to be the staple.
Just the token white guy.
Yeah, I was like, I would use Josh as the white. Oh no, that can't. Because I come in here, I'm glowing.
Yeah, especially over summer. I'm just gonna get a whole lot darker in here.
And the beard's coming along very nice as well.
Yeah, I'm grooming it myself now.
Yeah, I tried to fill.
I saw it was a valiant effort.
Yeah, it was. And then I had this nice like panic attack. My brain's like, you should cut the beard off. Shave the beard off. You look stupid. I'm like, what?
Everyone thinks you look like a raging.
Everyone thinks you look like shit. Like. No, you have to shave the beard off.
It's like 3:30 in the morning.
It was close. I did have like one moment, like midnight, 1 in the morning. And it's like, what's the problem? I'm like, I'm freaking out. My beard. So why are you thinking about your beard? I'm like, I don't know. It seems to be like some sort of chain effect. And
you just got to push through it.
I pushed through like the itch, which was impressive. That's never.
But the itch comes at multiple stages. It's not. Like, I still itch now. But the reason I've been grooming it myself, I figured it out. So I'm too embarrassed to go to my barber and take my hat off because of this tan line. And there's very attractive people at the barber.
Yeah,
and
I just seem to be attractive people.
I just don't want to put myself through that.
Yeah, but don't you think that they would then be like, ooh, this man, he's a tradie.
Oh, he's
outside.
outside. Yeah,
he's out in the sun with his kids.
Hitting up the beach on the weekend. Country road, take me home.
It could be like they're like, you don't know.
Nah, but then I saved $20 as well.
That's also big.
And also, they like to hide my greys. I like my greys.
Yeah, embrace.
I'm trying
greys.
to,
Yeah.
add a bit more. What's the word?
George Clooney, that beard, distinguished.
Distinguished. You should see my chest. It's so fucking white. The hair, not the skin.
Oh well, yeah. Well, like
I don't work topless.
I was like, do you go shirtless tradie?
I do
on
not.
The roofs? Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you get that point now. You're like, well, I'm so tradie.
There may come a day though when it's like 40-something degrees. It's like, stomach just rolls over the work.
Everyone's like, ooh.
He's getting ready to take it off. He's taking it off. Oh, he's so hairy. It's like a matted rug. Good. It's been busy though.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting into the hot weather, which means the company just goes into overdrive. Mum and Dad went on a holiday, so I was running things for a week and a bit. And that
Everyone
was
wants aircons this time of year.
Yeah, and just a little gripe of my own. So, you know, they go to their holiday house in Lawn that they're there for, you know, a weekend every 3 months, and it's like, it's not working and I need it fixed immediately. Whereas, mama down the road who's 85 years old is suffering, but, all these rich people kind of expect it now. I want it now. And then you go there and it's like, I found the problem. I've got to get a part though, so it's not going to be fixed till later. I got to get into that, like, the customer service mindset.
You've been so out of the loop for customer service for a while.
Yeah, I've pretty much just been telling people to get fucked. So I need to just adjust a little bit. But yeah, it's been busy, which hence the little hiatus because there was just too much on my plate. I just got to.
And that's the thing. Yeah. When you're like, I need to fucking chill. I'm like,
yeah,
cool, dude. Do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come back strong and browner.
Yeah.
The browner was an absolute bonus, really.
Oh, thanks.
No. But during that time, you did have a little stint of no games.
I had about almost a 2-week just hiatus from. I don't even remember what I did. What did I do?
It's blanked out.
I drunk a lot. I watched a lot of movies. Yeah, no, I didn't play anything for like 2 weeks. Just had enough. I mean, you get that.
Yeah,
you gotta take breaks sometimes.
Well,
and we're in that period where it's like there's nothing I really want to play. Nothing I want comes out for a while, so I'll just do nothing for a bit. It was good.
The game burnout I get because now that my day job's playing games and then my hobby's playing games, it's burnout. What a horrible life I live. But no, I get you. Like the burnout makes 100% sense.
I make a comfortable salary playing video games. It sucks.
Like if I have to play Death Squared again, I'm gonna strangle someone.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, so you had a couple of weeks off and then you dived real hard into
Destiny.
Some games.
Yeah, Forsaken I picked up. Brilliant. Very good. But I was ripped away from that for Fallout, which we will talk. It was the main topic of the show. We're gonna have a big,
as the title of the video likely suggests,
the goods and the bads. Okay, I'm not gonna suck its dick because there's problems, but
But it's a pretty sweet dick. Though.
It's tangy. Forsaken's good. It kind of brought Destiny up to kind of where it needed to be. But now I'll probably never play it again because.
So how'd you go with the story though? Because isn't the big thing about like Cade getting wrecked?
Yeah, it was good.
Were you like,
it was pretty emotional.
Yeah.
He was a smart ass right to the end though. However, fun fact: it's not Nathan Fillion doing his voice. It's Nolan North for this expansion.
Why?
But you can barely pick it. You can barely tell.
It's the art of Nolan North.
Yeah, just
and
all
computers.
he's got like just all the little quirky mannerisms that Nathan Fillion can pull off down. So I guess Fillion wasn't available, or what is Fillion doing anything? I don't know. But yeah, no, it was good. The story was good, much better than like the vanilla game story, which is like he's a bad guy. He took our light, but you get it back 30 minutes later. So it's sweet, man. No, the story was good, and then the story's like it's kind of one of those ever evolving worlds. Like every week, like there's a curse on the city which gets a little worse every week, and then it's cool.
What about one of the biggest complaints we had for Destiny 2 when it launched was just the same enemies?
Yeah, no,
they added new enemies.
Yeah, they added in the Scorn, which is like a new, and so you got 5 enemy types now, with all variations. Cool. It's fine.
It's not the worst.
Yeah, but I mean, you're just mowing them down anyway, so yeah, it's good.
Very cute.
Yeah, you got a platinum?
No platinum. I got credits this week.
Oh, I thought you got a platinum.
No, I'm gonna try because the game's really fucking good.
So here I am playing Fallout 76 on my lonesome when Ryan's playing.
So this week I played Astro Bot Rescue Mission in PlayStation VR. So big thank you once again to PlayStation Australia for not providing just the code, also sending a little goodie bag of coins, which then my son proceeded to mush with his face.
Are they chocolate coins?
Yeah, little chocolate coins.
Oh, fucking oath. Yes.
So yeah, that little package.
I would have come back sooner if I knew there was chocolate coins.
So that little parcel came in the mail. I've talked about this last week, and it was like, here you go. I'm like,
can I eat one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've already opened it.
So I put it, as I said last week, I had it on the table. I took the nice social media photos. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then I left, and I'm like, come back in and to pack it up. And James is just like, I'm like, I can get a photo of this. But no, like the game, I did have interest when the game dropped, and I think we may have got a code from Sony at the time. I remember when
I
straight up ignored it.
remember when it dropped, it was getting a lot of praise.
Yeah. So I started because I didn't want to pull the VR out. And then having this come in, and they go, hey, play it. I'm like, okay.
Fine.
I'm like, fine, I'll check it out. I dust the VR off and I put it on, and then I'm like, this is amazing. Like, so it's just, the simplest way to explain it is that it's a platformer with excellent use of 3D space. So you play a little Astro Bot. You're on your ship gets blown apart by some enemy.
Oh, no.
And your little friends get scattered around 5 different worlds. And you have to go collect them, and by collecting them, it allows you to unlock stuff.
Yeah, right.
So there's a bunch of little PlayStation nods here that I loved the most. So whenever you blow apart an enemy, the symbols blow out.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
The little circles and squares.
Yeah,
I'm like, the boss on the final, so the first world, the final boss, you fight him on an old PlayStation 1.
Okay.
I'm like, like it's hitting all the PlayStation fan things in me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it in terms of how it plays though, it's so simple and it's remarkable. So did you play Moss with me, or is that Craig?
No, I didn't.
That was Craig. So Moss was like a diorama. So there was your left, for you guys, it'd be your left to your right, and you just have to get them from there to there. And you were only ever sitting in the one spot looking down. Where this has you moving, it has you ducking, it has you getting involved, it has you looking around walls and stuff, as I move away from the microphone, and, sort of like to find these little dudes. And it is, like, there are some really quite easy stages at the beginning, but the challenge spikes nicely. Yep. And not like but there were some general points where I was like, ooh, that's gone up a bit. And then the final boss, I almost whipped the controller through the window.
How many times did you Google, like, how do I do X?
No Googles.
Oh, well done.
Impressively no Googles. There were, and to their credit, it's incredibly hard to rage quit VR. Because there's so many steps,
trip over the cat.
So I just had to like get mad, but keep staring at what made me mad. I'm like, oh, you.
That could be a good learning tool you could use at work.
Good frustration.
If you're happy with possibly having your VR unit smashed to
we have a VR unit. We got donated one. So
that's nice.
Well.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
So like, I'll likely bring my PS4 in and then get the guys to try Astro Bot as well.
Yep.
But yeah, no, like it's genuinely fantastic, and it's enough. So Max, our good friend, came and did the not just last week's for the players, but he also came and streamed on Wednesday for Astro Bot. He liked it so much, literally, he went home and click and collected a VR on JB, and he picked up the next day.
Didn't wait for Black Friday.
Yeah, he's using the Black Friday. Because Wednesday the sales were announced at that point, so he got the whole.
I thought it was pretty cheap. Yeah.
Yes, we
EB were doing a good deal for Black Friday. PS4 Slim, Overwatch, Spider-Man, and Fallout 76 for $2.99.
That's amazing.
That's fucking amazing. If I didn't own all 3 of those games already, but that's
and the PS4.
Yeah, and 2 PS4s.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So look, like, it's remarkable. The way is it. There's not a real big story to it. It's just kind of fun, but the music is really dope as well. There's at the end of it, you get a little crane. There's a little crane game at the end where you use the coins that you've earned to use the crane game to unlock the little 3D
claw
models.
machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crane game. Yeah. Claw machine. Whatever.
Never heard them call a crane game in my life.
Oh really?
Never.
So the music that's playing during that, I'm just like, because it's that nice kind of like 90s dance, a lot of unnecessary DJ scratches and samples and stuff. I'm like, I'm loving it. But the game it's charming, it's whimsical, it's bright, it's colourful. Having played out of Red Dead, which is really somber and sad, and Fallout, which is
slow,
from
what I've heard.
I love it though. I love the slowness.
I'm just saying, I'm fairly slow.
And Fallout, which is post-apocalyptic and brown, and it's still kind of.
There's a lot of nice greeny stuff.
There are some green things there.
I found a pink forest.
So it was really nice to go something that was really bright, and the sense of scale in this game is probably one of the best I've seen yet. And there are moments where it fucked with my fears, as we discussed before, my fears of open water and space and heights. Yeah. So it's just variants of fears of falling.
I'm just scared of everything.
Just most things.
Yeah.
So like there's levels where you are in literally floating in open water and there is a giant robot shark and that's the enemy. So I'm like...
just drooling.
And then like, it pops out of the water, like stands up, and like it from even what seems like 100 meters away, right? Like, oh, that's pretty big. And it gets closer. You're like, oh, that's really big. Oh, that's so big. It's mad.
Please don't go back under the water.
And then there's a one in the sky, and there's a giant robot, and that robot is huge, man. Like, his head would be as big as this room. Like, the way they've scaled it is just beautiful. Like,
best VR game to date?
it's certainly up there. Like, if I was to put the list of what the greatest VR games are, like Super Hot and like Batman Arkham, and then this is
there wasn't Arkham more of an experience than a game. It's like here's a quick 45-minute have some fun kind of thing.
But in terms of how it made you feel though, because you're like whoa, where this was just jaw dropping the whole way through, and it was really actually genuinely fun. Like when most VR games tend to have that kind of tail off.
It's fun for like half an hour, and it's like
like 3 nights in a row. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna VR now.
Goodbye, world.
Yeah, and then I was like,
oh, I'm an Astro Bot.
It's 2 a.m. I have working for it.
Cool.
But yeah, that was fantastic. Love that a lot. PlayStation as well also sent me 2 codes for the new PlayLink games, which is Chimparty and Knowledge is Power Decades. Chimparty is kind of like a B-level Mario Party.
Oh, okay.
But you all play 4 chimps. It was alright. So I took these 2 speaking of work, I took these 2 work. So I thought, well, I need more people to play it, and these guys would be fantastic. So they enjoyed Chimparty. But having played Mario Party the week before, they weren't as hot on it as Mario Party. They enjoyed sort of the mini games, a bit of the silliness. They weren't super sold on the PlayLink, like using your mobile device. That's fine.
Battery.
Yeah. Oh man, it wrecked my phone for those 2 days. So yeah, like it's not fantastic. It's good. Probably get 1 or 2 games out of it and go, haha. Yeah. So the real standout though is Knowledge is Power Decades.
Yeah. So
Knowledge is Power is a quiz-based show. For those who don't know, we played it here before. The biggest problem with the previous one is whatever you answer, whatever the first topic was, for the rest of the match, it would run you down this obscure path. And there was no way to ever go back. So if for some reason we happened to choose world histories, we would then go down a path of world histories, philosophers, blah, blah, blah. And you'll get like, after the
just
first...
obscure shit.
And you're like, who the fuck would know this?
Yeah.
So what they've done here is they've kept it to a very pop culture heavy, focusing on the 80s, 90s, noughties, and the 10s. And so the way it's structured, you'd have your 3 questions, then a power round, 3 questions, power round, 3 questions, finale.
Okay. So you can keep changing topics.
So so you go, you do your decade, 3 questions, power round, and you get to change your decade. Or you can pick the same one if you wanted to. So a really nice refresher. So rather than being stuck down a stupid path, it's like a nice little refresh. Because say if it was the 80s and we were sucked at the 80s, it's like, all right, cool, let's go to the 90s.
Yeah.
Questions are good. Questions are great. And having it be more pop culture focused, it's great for me because that's the shit I know.
What we do.
If it's like, what's the capital of this city? I'm like, I don't know. So there's no fun. But
sorry.
But yeah, so the Knowledge is Power Decades is far superior than the first. It plays well. The mini games are great. They've actually improved a lot of the mini games compared. Just add a bit more oomph to them. It still looks the same, still plays the same. Other than that, I highly recommend it. Like that's the one that I would. So comparison, we then boot up Knowledge is Power, the first one, just to sort of get it, see how it would go. And I would, knowing the Decades is out, I would never play the original again.
Fair. Me either.
What else have I played?
You can't have played much more than that.
Yeah, no, I played a bit of Fallout.
Yeah.
Played a bit of Spyro.
Yeah.
Played Tetris Effect.
Yeah.
Which is just Tetris in VR with cool sparkly shit going on around you. The cool sparkly shit's really cool.
Visual noise.
Yeah, well, it's good visual noise, but it also ties in. So one of the big things that they're doing is it's all about audio synchronization.
Okay.
So as you're like moving the block, it's bing, 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 and it times into the music. So you as you're building in your breaking Tetrises, like you're adding to the overall music of the thing. So you kind of there does feel this sort of connection between you, the game, the music, the visuals. Like it's really kind of cool. Sometimes it goes a little offbeat if you're kind of like.
It's expensive though.
It is very expensive.
It's Tetris.
It's $55 for Tetris. I don't know why it's that expensive. I kind of. I understand being VR, there's probably a bit of a VR bump on it, which we're used to. But seeing it's only VR compatible, you can play without VR. I don't know why it's that expensive. But it's pretty damn good.
That's a lot of games.
I've had a very busy week.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Very busy week.
Fuck that.
But you know what hasn't been a busy week? The news.
Yeah. Maybe...
What?
Go on.
This is the section we call Inform the Players, where we tell you the PlayStation news that happened this week.
It might be because I haven't done the news for a while, so I'm like, what do I do again? Where do I go? What? But I found fuck all, really.
It has been genuinely a little quiet.
Yeah. Number one, Skybound has announced that it and previous team members of Telltale Games that were working on The Walking Dead the final season are resuming development efforts. With an exclamation mark. In a statement from Skybound, it promised that release dates for the final 2 episodes would be coming shortly and that those who already purchased the season pass will not need to pay again.
Awesome.
Well done. Quote, "Thank you for your patience while we worked with Telltale to take control of Telltale's The Walking Dead," all in caps for some reason. "It's been a ton of work logistically and legally to get us to a place where we're able to roll up our sleeves and get to the actual work. After Telltale shut its doors, the game was unfortunately unable to be worked on and hence release dates for episodes 3 and 4 have been delayed. We were excited to let you know that many of the talented, passionate team members who originally worked on the game are resuming development efforts."
It's good.
Skybound seem like cool dudes.
So Skybound, I believe, is Robert Kirkman's company.
I think so, yeah.
So it's kind of going full circle. Like he's picking up The Walking Dead to help it out.
They did also note that you may see previous seasons unavailable for a while, but they will. If so, they will be back.
Yeah, so I did read somewhere that although Telltale, they're not bankrupt, they are going to liquidation. With this, we're getting semantics here.
Yeah.
The idea is that they're actually genuinely trying to recoup their losses, as in like pay off their debts, pay off the people. Yeah. So full bankruptcy is just like, nah, and leave, right? Yeah. So that, to their credit, they're trying to do something.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell off what they can. Like, that's why you will find a lot of them on stores right now, because if people buy them, then it will just recoups back on whatever.
A lot of their older stuff was pulled, before their big breakout with The Walking Dead, but it's good that we're going to get the conclusion, I suppose. I mean, I haven't played it since season 2, but you can imagine like playing, when was season 1 out? Like 8 years ago or some shit? Imagine it being like that invested over nearly a decade and then not getting the conclusion to your story.
I'm not that invested in anything.
Yeah, I wish I could be that passionate about things.
I got a lovely email.
Did you?
Ryan Betson, today is your PS4 Pro anniversary.
Oh, I see all these people getting emails from Sony, like, congrats on getting this platinum, or, you've killed X amount of enemies in this X game, and I don't get shit.
Did you untick those boxes?
I probably did, actually. But yeah, all good news for people that are still fans of The Walking Dead. Number 2, at long last, Square Enix has finished development on Kingdom Hearts 3, the publisher announced on Twitter.
Finally.
Can you believe it? Quote, "I'm proud to unveil an extended version of the trailer that's been playing in NA cinemas."
North American cinemas?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
And guess what? We've wrapped up development of Kingdom Hearts 3, reads a tweet Square attributed to director Tetsuya Nomura. Quote, "If you haven't had a chance yet, now would be a good time to prep by playing 1.5 plus 2.5 and 2.8. See you next month." Game's a fucking mess. Fans have been waiting a long time for Square to finish Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 2 is now closing on being 14 years old. Even if Square did release multiple spin-offs, remasters and more since then. On January 29, 2019, PS4 and Xbox One owners will be able to finally purchase the sequel.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
But personally, I am picking it up.
But didn't you bought the big pack, the remix pack or something?
No, I bought, when it was on sale, I got the 1.5, 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like 1 and 2 remastered or something,
Correct.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just... No?
The biggest problem that
because you're not big on Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Love Disney.
But yeah.
It's like, oh man, look at all that cool, like, as I said to, I think it was Max or John or someone, one of the guests that weren't you. Because Winnie the Pooh just got announced. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
yes,
but it's been censored in China.
Winnie the Pooh. Wait, why?
There's a thing in China where all this stuff took off, where the president of China, emperor of China, whatever the fuck they call themselves, has been compared to Winnie the Pooh, and the government got note of that, so now Winnie the Pooh is censored in China, and the screenshots of the game in China have Christopher Robin, your character, and a big white splodge to Winnie the Pooh because he's been censored because he's been likened to the president of China. And the President Trump's like, no, I don't want. Mm.
Is it when as eats honey?
Yeah, with no pants.
I
this is a
love
fun trivia fact.
I love Disney shit, but the problem is it's just surrounded by like Final Fantasy trash.
Hey, just careful with your words here.
Garbage?
I'll accept it.
Thank you. Like it's all the other additional Final Fantasy stuff that really like.
But like in the
burns
first
it out
one, you
for
see
me.
like Waka and all that. And
yeah,
you played 10.
like the random
weren't
2,
you
3 characters. And I'm like, hey, it's that guy, it's that guy, and then I'm like,
Fair.
Granted, I didn't really give it the time it probably deserved, but I also can't find.
I mean, I don't remember how much of a part they actually play in like level to level stuff. Because I remember playing through like I think Aladdin's World and a couple other ones. We're going nearly 20 years now. I don't remember them being a big part in it, other than I'm pretty sure they're the villains. I
think the first 2 or 3 hours, which is what I kind of stopped at. I think that's very Final Fantasy heavy. Then I think they start going into the specific worlds.
Yeah.
So like I think I stopped too short of when it becomes what I wanted it to be.
But if you can't get that far, you can't get that far.
Exactly. But no one should say it gets good after 10 hours.
How long till Kingdom Hearts 4?
Kingdom Hearts 4 probably won't even happen. I can just.
Do you think they're wrapping it? Do you think they're wrapping it up now?
I'd say so.
Imagine that trilogy disc. You're like 1.5 and 2.5 and 2.8 and 3 and Prelude and whatever the fuck else in the collection.
And shattered 3.58 over 2 buttons in the face.
Pi equals. I was happy with the title I gave this news piece called Epic Thieves.
Oh, well done.
Scrubs actor Donald, is it Faison? Donald Faison's Poison Dance has become a popular emote in Fortnite, but Faison isn't entirely psyched that Epic Games used his moves in the game. Speaking at a Scrubs cast reunion panel, did you see that?
No, but
really?
I saw the photos.
They look so old. Did you see Kelso? He's like 90.
He looks like shit.
Yeah.
So
I thought he was old like 30, 20 years ago. When,
I'm due for a rewatch though. Something.
Yeah. Speaking at a Scrubs cast reunion panel at Vulture Festival 2018, Faison, who played Turk, I'm just going to call him Turk for the rest of the... on the show, was asked to perform the dance. He declined, telling those interested to just play Fortnite because they jacked that shit. Scrubs creator Bill Lawrence pointed out the emote is taken from a screen cap, meaning it is exactly the same dance. Lawrence said that Epic Games did have to reach out to him regarding the legality of including the dance. Faison Turk pointed out that he received no money for the dances. Somebody stole that shit and it's not mine no more. He added, and the crowd laughed. Though Turk's outrage over the dance seemingly in jest, other celebrities haven't been as happy with Epic Games lifting their moves. Rapper 2 Milli told CBS News that he was upset over his Millie's Rock dance being included in the game because of how microtransactions are used to profit from it.
What's the Millie? What's the
I'm not sure.
Millie Rock?
They actually...
Is that leg thing?
That's hype. I don't know. They actually sell that particular move. It's for purchase, 2 Milli explained. That's when I was really like, oh, nah, these can't go on too long. So they're like profiting off.
Yeah, it's a
I get
area.
it, but like a lot of like the internet's like you can't. It's just dance moves. You can't like trademark copyright dance moves, but then you kind of can. I mean, you know what I mean?
It's the Turk one. It's blatant. Like
you do side for side.
Yeah, side for side. No, it is beat for beat.
Yeah. Although they did add a really like nifty tune to it. It's like a tune you would hear on Scrubs.
Yeah,
you know.
It's like I think his grounds, if he was to ever do something with it, I think the ground's there.
Yeah,
I think it's valid.
Yeah, but like, is the dance under copyright? Because Scrubs is like trademark. Like, does that mean anything on the show? I don't understand how all that works. I don't know.
Well, seeing as they reached out to Lawrence, what's his name, the showrunner dude, and I guess he gave it the OK.
No, they didn't. That's the thing.
Oh,
no, they didn't.
Oh, I misheard.
No, Bill Lawrence said that Epic should reach out to him to talk about the legality of it.
Well, because that's the thing. I think it would be at least be an ongoing royalty thing.
Yeah, but the difference is, I guess, one of the key factors is that that's the free base dance, right? Whereas this 2 Milli guy, they're selling his dance for profits because it's only available in the shop, and that's like, well, that's a bit fucked, isn't it? Weird. I don't know. Do they not make enough money?
Yeah. Well, you know, what's Jim Sterling say? Companies that don't make some money, they have to make
all the money. Apparently, Epic is worth $8 billion at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. It's always interesting just to talk about that kind of stuff, and I'm always up for talking about Scrubs too. So you know.
Big time.
Number 4, apparently unsatisfied with the US 6.3 million pittance brought in via Kickstarter for Shenmue 3, developer YSNet launched a second Slacker backer funding round via PayPal, which netted them an extra nearly $1 million US. So it's been funded to 7.17 million US dollars. People really want that game, and I don't know why.
No.
Because I never played 1 or 2.
But
I like talking about Kickstarter, like when they have a big success. But it's also, like, on the same note for this one, I'm like, you just got $6.3 million, and then you released something else through PayPal called Slackerbacker to get more money for it. I mean, what? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why wasn't that enough? And, you know, how do you feel about companies that, you know, finish their Kickstarter, make a good deal of money, and then release something to, like, give us more money, but not through Kickstarter now?
It's the thing with the Kickstarter, because I assume that they're not just supporting the game, they're actually getting the game. So,
Oh, yeah, you are.
yeah, so you're like, they're not getting $6 million, and then you, on the release day, you have to pay your other. Sorry, they're not going to get a secondary bump.
But once the game's done, if you're getting a digital code, that costs them nothing to give it to you.
Yes, correct.
At the same time.
No, but the point, like, because they're not, if this is the case, and say, your Shenmue is very niche, the average person doesn't give a fuck about Shenmue, right? So, if every Shenmue fan has jumped on this Kickstarter, there is almost no back end on this game.
Yeah, true. But it's still like, why is that not enough? I don't know. It just seemed to be.
I don't know about the in terms of the actual production.
It just seemed a bit funky
It's a bit
to me.
yeah.
But that's a lot of money, and
For a game that no one really gives a bite.
apparently a lot of people do. Quick bit of news: there is a rumor that at the Game Awards this year, Sony will be giving us the release window for Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and Dreams.
It's true.
That's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
I don't see that happening.
That'd be pretty cool. I think Dreams would be a good one.
Well, they've said there's going to be a beta by the end of this year.
Yeah, well,
now.
when we met with Dan at PAX, he said there'd be a beta this year. So it would make sense if they were to announce the Game Awards thing is that's what's next week. Shit, it's next week.
But I mean,
so like if they were to go, release date is this, beta is now live, like now.
yeah. But Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding, like, I don't know.
I think maybe release windows be like 2020, 2019, or fall 2019.
But why?
Because they got nothing else.
But that's exactly why they've pulled out of E3.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know, because it seems like now Sony are doing this, let's hold our cards close to our chest for a while. No PSX, we're not going to E3. So why at the Game Awards of all things would they come out and be like, hey, we got stuff to show you, and we're going to...
For that reason, I don't think like Death Stranding is a no.
Because when was PSX meant to be? Last month, right?
No, it would be in about 2 weeks.
No. So, like, if they were going to do that, wouldn't they just have like a PSX anyway?
Yes, but if they're doing a PSX just to announce Dreams that release date,
No, I mean Dreams and Death Stranding and Ghost of Tsushima.
I still think Death Stranding is like 2020.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima, I think it's potentially like.
But if they had like in their heads they'd locked release windows for that, like, yep, that's going to be here and here. Why wouldn't they do that at their own PSX? Why would they go, no, PSX, we'll just talk about it at Game Awards?
For that reason, I like in terms of the rumor, I believe Ghosts and Death Stranding will not be mentioned. Dreams, I think if they're going to do something, I think they announced the Dreams date, and that's about it. Maybe and Last of Us wouldn't get. Like, although Last of Us was originally shown off at the Game Awards, so maybe
no. The Game Awards hasn't been going on that long.
Game Awards has been going on for years, dude.
The Last of Us was like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I thought the Game Awards was only like 4 years old.
Well, it used to be something else. It used to be like the G4 Awards or something. Like Keely's been doing it for years and years and years.
Yeah. He seems like a nice guy that cares.
He's a pretty good dude.
Can't wait for more like cringe compilations or wild cards at this year's one, like A Way Out's dude last year.
Well, because we have no drop this week, do you want to go through the nominations and just give our...
Yeah? I'll bring it up later.
Yeah.
And the top selling games for the week ending the 18th of November 2018. Starting number 10, Overwatch. Number 9, Rainbow Six Siege. Number 8, Hitman. Number 7, FIFA 19. Number 6, Battlefield 5. Number 5, Spider-Man. Number 4, Black Ops 4. Number 3, Red Dead 2. Number 2, Fallout 76. Number 1, Spyro.
Wait, what the fuck?
Fallout beat Red Dead.
And Spyro.
Suck it, dude. The fucking worst game ever made.
Yeah.
Do you think... Because GTA's not in there anymore. Red
Yeah.
Dead. How long is Red Dead going to take a spot for? Because I guarantee you at some point, Red Dead is going to drop out and GTA is going to be back
Well,
in.
rumour
But
has
then
it-
Red Dead Online is coming at...
Within the next month or so,
Yeah.
allegedly.
What rumour has it?
That the online's coming in the next month
Yeah.
or so. So
They said it'd be about a month after release.
I think that'll keep it up if all goes well. But yeah. Spyro, all this really does is show the weird numbers of how many games get sold in Australia.
Nah. I think you've got in your head like that's how it works, but it's probably not at all.
I kind of met the woman that organises
Oh, did ya?
that shit at PAX.
Did you ask her? Be like, what the fuck?
I'm like, how many get sold?
Yeah,
She's like,
8.
it's not as many as you think.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
no, we nicely met with the guys at IGEA who do this. So
Okay.
we gave a bit
Sure.
of an insight. But yeah, because I asked her, I'm like, how? Because that was the week Paw Patrol came out. I'm like, how can I get Paw Patrol on that list? What can I do? And then I played, and I was like, I'm glad it didn't make the list.
I'm glad I didn't buy this game. That's it for the news, Ryan, as we have a chat to the players about the so controversial Fallout 76. Now,
So I should mention, thank you to Bethesda for providing myself a copy with the game. You bought yours off your own back.
I did. $100.
Let's go.
$100.
You're digital, yeah?
Yeah, so I can play with Alex. So I'd like to start this chat, if I may, with the story.
Also with a prayer.
Oh, Bethesda. Thank you for this bounty.
Buggy
We're about
be
to-
that game.
Buggy be thy game. Hallowed be thy name. With a story.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm wandering the wasteland.
Makes sense.
Bag's getting full. Like, probably should go back to camp and just sort my shit. Because I've got springs and clocks and bands and all that shit in my bag. So I get back and I scrap in all my stuff and I'm going through all my new loot and all that kind of stuff. And I find a mask. I'm like, I like dress ups. I'm a clown at the moment, but I'll put a mask on one. I'm putting the mask on and a quest pops up. Search the mystery of Riverside Manor. I'm like, that's not too far from me. I've got time before I go to bed. I didn't, because this went for fucking ages. Went to the manor. I'm like, this place is pretty cool. What's the mystery though? So I find a computer and I'm reading the computer and I find out the manor belongs to Shannon Rivers, who voiced a popular fictional character called the Mistress of Mysteries for 30 years. And we found out towards the end of her journals that she got the flick for and they're going to reboot the series with some young bimbo, and she was a bit cut about that. Now, in between her getting the sack of voicing this character for 30 years and the reboot, the Great War happened and the nukes and everything happened, so the reboot never went off. So after they survived, her husband and her daughter survived, and one day they're out getting supplies after the war and they get attacked by 2 guys, and she goes fucking psycho and beats the fuck out of them and kills one, and the other one runs away. And she felt good. She felt real good about helping the innocent, just like the Mistress of Mysteries would do, the character that she used to voice. Her husband, as I was reading, also happens to be an engineer. And the Mistress of Mysteries has all kinds of gadgets and stuff like that. She uses stealth. She's like Batman in Appalachia.
I'm getting very well Batman
She's like
vibes.
Batman in Appalachia. Well, you're going to get a bit more Batman coming up. So I'm like, that's really cool. So she ends up taking on the persona of the Mistress of Mysteries, and she's helping people around the wasteland, but she's just a blur. No one's seen her, but they know what she does. And she opens a house as an orphanage for girls who don't have lost their
Very
parents
Batman.
in the war. Very Batman. And she starts training them to be like more mistresses of mysteries, right? And so I've got this mask, and I find out all this story. I'm like, and then it pops up, put the mask on in the parlor. So I'm like, I'll go down to the parlor, put the mask on, and the walls open up, and there's a red laser grid there, which means you get fucking disintegrated. But I put the mask on and they turn blue. It's like, I can walk through there. Down, 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 down. To the Batcave, right? It's because her husband's an engineer. He's
Yeah.
made her this. It's got a big meeting room. It's got computers everywhere, change rooms with the Mistress of Mysteries garbs, and another terminal. I start reading this terminal. It's like, you've been selected to be a Mistress of Mystery. I'm this fucking huge dude, but that's besides the point. And then you go through the automated training process, and then you got to go meet your mentor out in the wasteland. Does that sound like a game that has no story to you?
No.
This is one location in the game
Yeah.
of just some random item I picked up. And I'm like, I'll just follow this through. And it becomes this whole big fucking thing. And, I'm thinking back to Fallout 4. other than the Preston Garvey memes, another settlement needs your help. I don't remember much about what the fuck happened there. And this is just like one location of a game that has no NPCs and no story. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
The way Fallout 4's been shit on pretty bad. Some deservedly, some not. It's been meta bombed. It is a victim of
76. Sorry,
76. What did I say? 4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's been meta bombed. It's become this big victim of the internet hate train that just keeps rolling. But like to put it to like a Dark Souls comparison, not in gameplay, but in story presentation. The story in Dark Souls is there if you want it, and it's quite deep, it's quite involving, and it's very moving, and there's sad stories and there's good stories. 76 is the same. Just because there's no NPCs spouting exposition to you doesn't mean there's no story to be had there. There are stories everywhere on this, like the one Mistress of Mysteries I just talked about. There's dozens of stories like that all throughout Appalachia, which is a weird name.
it's a real name, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
I want to visit West Virginia now anyway. But anyway, there's these stories everywhere if you take the time to find it. You know what I mean? So I'm just having a fucking great time. I started a new character last night.
Oh.
A melee character. Just with a baseball bat with barbed wire. Look, it has flaws. It is a Bethesda game, but you also got to remember it's their first foray into this online space as well. So shit's gonna be fucked sometimes. But like talking about Fallout 76, I don't really want to talk about internet culture at the same time. You know what I mean? How the culture's just fucking horrible, really, and it annoys me to read about it. So I just want to talk about what we enjoy and what we don't like. I don't want to talk about all that other stuff.
We don't have time for that anyway.
Because there's heaps of fun to be had. But there are bugs and glitches. But Destiny was fucked on release. The Division was fucked on release. Anthem will be fucked on release. All these kinds of games have problems. It's not just a Bethesda thing. It's just the nature of these shared world games. But it's so fucking good. It is so good. It is more Fallout to me. It more encapsulates Fallout to me than 4 or 3 did. New Vegas, yes. The thing with the Fallout franchise is that it's always like the most recent iteration gets shat on, but then when the next one's announced and comes out, the one that was shit on is now seen as this beacon of, being the best thing ever made. And that's just a running theme in Fallout. 3 was really, really good. New Vegas was announced. It was shat on. 4 came out. Now New Vegas is the best thing in the fucking world. 76 comes out. Now 4 is like the pinnacle of the Fallout series. You know what I mean? It's always in hindsight with Fallout that what we've got is really, really good. And 76 is just the latest victim of just being the latest Fallout game that gets pooped on all the time. But it's fun. It's so fun. What do you...
I'm the same bit as you. Like, I'm having a time... Because I'm playing it at my own pace. I'm not...
Me too.
We've joined up a couple of times, but...
Then you played Astro Bot.
Yeah, then I played Astro. So, like, for me, I just kind of go in, just piss fart around a little bit. And, like, there are some things that gripe me. Your carry capacity is stupid. So stupidly low that it makes the game almost
Are you scrapping all your
frustrating.
junk?
Every time.
Yep.
But I haven't built a base yet, so I don't have a place to dump said stuff. So I'm carting all this.
That's why.
Yeah.
They are... No, keep going. We'll talk
Because
about
while
it.
I'm still exploring, I haven't found a place where I want to settle yet. That makes sense.
You can move it later.
Yeah, okay.
For a small caps cost.
There is something that this game does incredibly well, is what you mentioned. It's environmental storytelling. Like when you go in and you find, 2 skeletons in a bath, or a teddy bear playing drums, or like a group of teddies staring off something. The environment is what tells a story in this game, and that's what makes.
And that's
it
what Bethesda's
amazing.
always been good at.
Yeah.
I don't really care much for Bethesda's NPCs. Really, I mean, sure they give you quests and that, but then they just cycle through like the same.
Remember Skyrim? And like, if I hear sweet roll, arrow to the knee, or anything like that shit, I'd punch that game.
Is that immersive when they just spout the same dialogue over and over again? It's not really.
There are things that everyone's like, the game's so lonely, and there's no one. I'm like, there's no one. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. The point is that you are the only vault that's ever been open.
You were the first one to open.
Yeah. So, like, you're not just going to find random fucking people. No, we know if you look around the map, there are other vaults.
Yeah, there's 3 more at the moment.
Minimum, right? So that means at some point, those vaults are going to open and people are going to come out.
Maybe NPCs will come out. But the thing is, like, there's always, like, there are no NPCs. Wrong. There are no human NPCs. There are the robots. There are super mutants you can talk to. There are NPCs around. They're not people, but they are still, NPCs. And they do further quest lines and all that kind of stuff. All the factions are there. The Brotherhood of Steel, the Enclave.
Which is an issue in terms of the Fallout lore, but shut up.
But
like, who cares?
It's fun. Like, the biggest thing for me in it is you go to a new place and you're like, what happened here? I'm going to find out what happened here. And you can always find out what happened there, whether it's through a note, through a holotape, through just looking around and seeing things that kind of go together. I found a note at a farm and it's like, I've trying to find you. I couldn't bear to take Chester with me. I've left him in the upstairs of the house over there. So I go upstairs of the house over there. I find a cat named Chester and it's dead. And it's like, oh. It's just little things that kind of build the world. And there is so much story here.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how much. Now, a lot of people might not like how they have to ingest that story. That's fine.
I think people like the spoon feed of, here's what it is, listen to someone talk to you. But, like, granted, I'm not reading every terminal. I'm reading the ones that catch my eye in terms of that. So I'm just kind of.
I'll scan them and be like, nah.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I'm not going to read anymore. Or I'll be like, I'm going to read everything here.
There is the other bummer of when you do the mission. It's like, go find Kesha. Well, she's fucking dead, isn't she? She's dead.
Yeah. But then you can find out why is she dead? What happened? And, that's part of the fun to me as well. You're like, they're dead. That is a flaw. You know that they're not there. But what were they doing beforehand? How did they die? Did they want to die? Did they not want to die? And that's to me, that's fun. It's just like it's YouTube's become an echo chamber for it. There is no story. No, there is a story. If you don't like ingesting the story in the way it's presented, that's totally cool. But don't say there isn't one because it's false. There are no NPCs. Yes, there are. They might not be the NPCs you want to see in a Fallout game, but there are NPCs. So that's false. It's just even my much beloved Jim Sterling. I couldn't watch his video on Fallout because it just seemed obvious he went in wanting to hate it and found all these reasons to hate it, played it for about 3 hours and then made his video. And that's kind of what YouTube is at the moment for it. And I really don't like it. Base building is awesome, except when you log in and your house isn't there anymore. Because you build your camp, but if you go to log back into a world and someone else has built their camp there, your camp gets packed up.
Okay. And
you got to find somewhere else and plop it back down.
Does it rebuild exactly as you had it?
It should. A bit fucked.
Okay.
But you can normally piece it back together pretty quickly, but sometimes not everything gets returned to your camp. Bugged. I'm sure it'll be fixed at some point. And while there are the FPS can drop before you can get DC'd from servers. I mean, playing Destiny, I still get DC'd from servers, and it's been out for a year and a half, nearly now. It happens on online games. You're gonna get DC'd. It sucks. Just the nature of the beast. And I just feel like they're getting a unfair bad rap, and my concern is that all this unwarranted negativity is going to make them bail on the game earlier than they would have otherwise. That's the concern of mine. Because they said, we're going to support it for years and years and years. And even though it's selling really fucking well, the majority of what you see on the internet is just people poking fun at it that haven't played it yet, all that kind of stuff. And that's and my concern is that they're going to see all of that, find it hard to find out what people are liking about it, and just be like, oh well, it was
I had
fun.
that exact same conversation at work. One of the guys at work was like, this game's blah 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 blah. I'm like, have you played it? He's like, no, but blah blah blah. I'm like, no. Have you played it? No. And
shut the fuck
up. I'm like, I shouldn't tell my client to shut up, but I'm like, dude, if you haven't played it, don't be spewing this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's one because we're trying to teach them, obviously, social etiquette,
critical thinking and social
thinking and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm all down for you having your own opinion, but
Make your own opinion.
Make your own opinion.
Now,
And like the point I'm making was sort of the same thing as you, like with that hype train of the internet and the repetition, and like that is a real killer. I do certainly hope that they support this going forward. I think they will, mostly because we know that Starfield's like 2020
plus.
20 plus, and then Elder Scrolls 6 is 2025.
Yeah.
Like, it's so far away. I do certainly think Fallout 76 was a nice stopgap between here and there.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good way to sort of make some revenue, even the microtransactions are a little bit, but
There's not really anything there.
You can choose not to use them.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've played, I've earned $1,600 to spend in the store.
Yeah.
I can buy whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
And you earn it pretty quickly.
And it is all genuinely cosmetics.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to paint for your power armor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found the Nuka-Cola paint for my power armor. So I'm like repping the Nuka-Cola stuff. But the world is so... I think it's arguably the most detailed world that they've ever made. I mean, people might shit on me for that, but I'm finding so much to do.
No matter what we title this video, we're expecting dislikes, man.
But I found so much to do, so much cool shit to do, so many cool locations. You know, when you get to a location and then you like look off the cliff and you see something, you're like, what is that? I'm going to go suss that out. And then you spend 4 hours doing this Mistress of Mysteries quest line that I've found, or something similar. You join the fire department, you know, or I found a bunker. I'm like, what's down here? Oh, it's the Brotherhood of fucking Steel's bunker. Sick. You know, and the world is just littered with that kind of stuff.
Have you found any of the mythical beasts, like your Mothmans or your
I found
Scorch
Mothman.
beasts?
I got a picture. I found good Wise Mothman. Apparently there's two. There's Bad Mothman and Good Mothman. So I found... Wise Mothman, you do an event at the lighthouse where the light's gone out, so you kill all these fireflies and like fill up the bulb with their fluid. And because he's a moth, when you finish the event, it scared the fuck out of me, because I've come down the lighthouse, come out the door, and he's standing there, and I was like, holy shit! And Alex was with me, I'm like, look, it's a Mothman, because we're at the Mothman's museum, and we're like, where is he? And I'm like, that's fucking creepy. But you talk to him, you get an XP buff for an hour. I'm like, sick. But I saw a video online of someone who found the bad Mothman. I think it's just called Mothman or something. And he's got red eyes instead of purple. And he's doing stuff. And he looks, and you just see two red eyes in the dark. And he's like, what is that? You get closer, and it's like the Mothman. He's like, oh shit. So he goes back to his house, which was nearby, and he looks out the window, and the Mothman's a bit closer with the red eyes just looking straight through his window at him. And he's like, it's fucking this real creepy stuff. I've had a few fun encounters with voice chat. I was running into, I think it was Morgantown Airport, and there's a fuckload of Scorch there. And I'm just cruising in there, and this guy's running at me, and he runs by me, he goes, dude, run! And I look behind him, and there's like 8 Scorch, like shot, and I'm like, oh!
Did you have some guy come into your house?
Yeah, I took a video of it actually. I'm at my workbench, I'm like, tink, and I hear my dog go, and open up, and I turn around, and there's a dude at my door with his gun. He's like, sorry, man, and shuts the door and just runs up. He must have thought it was just like a NPC house or something.
Yeah.
This is all fun little interactions. I saw another video on Reddit. This guy's got the camouflage armor, so when you crouch, you go like invisible, like Alex found it.
Yeah.
And he goes up behind some guy in his workshop, and he's like, hey man, do you want to buy some drugs? The guy turned, they want to buy some chems, and the guy, because he couldn't see him because he's invisible, he's like, just drops a basket of stim packs and then just takes the house. The thing with the game is we are the NPCs, and a lot of people like myself are pretty kind of introverted and shy and don't really like the voice chat. But if you do turn it on,
we can't turn it off, but
you can turn it off.
Can turn it off?
Yeah, you just go into audio settings and turn off voice chat, and you don't hear anyone. You can have very fun interactions with people, and I've seen another video on Reddit where these two guys dressed up as park rangers and went around inspecting people's camps, saying, these aren't up to code, you've got to change that wall, and the foundation's broken down there, that'll be 3 caps. You know, it's like taking fines and stuff. Or these 4 guys dressed as cops chasing this guy with a bounty. They all put on the cop uniform, and someone's playing Bad Boys through their microphone while they're all 4 cops are chasing this guy down with the bounty on his head. Like, you make the fun. You can play it solo if you want, but I can see why it'd be much funner in a group setting. it's just you make the fun and you find the story. You get out of it what you put in. Yes, there are bugs. Yes, getting DC'd is shit. The performance is average on a good day and almost unplayable on a bad day. You just got to give it time. You know what I mean? And Bethesda have even said, like, they're looking at ways to fix up the stash. Their concern with the stash was you've got X amount of million of players storing unlimited items on their servers, and that's gonna, you can see where they're coming from, but they're looking at more permanent ways to fix up your storage space. That's cool. They're also like, some of the other vaults are going to be endgame raid dungeons that you have to go into with a group of people. That sounds sick! That sounds so sick! You know what I mean? So it's an online game, and the nature of the beast is, traditionally they have a meh launch. There's not a lot to do end game, which some people are complaining about now, but you get out of it what you put in. And I've got so many more memorable stories from this already than I ever got in Fallout 4. All I remember from Fallout 4 is, Preston Garvey and, have you seen my son? His name's Sean. Sean, where are you, Sean? Have you seen my son? Even has someone dressed up as Preston Garvey running through the Flatwoods being like, another settlement needs your help. I've already got more cool stories out of this than I ever got out of Fallout 4. And it's been too long since I played New Vegas in 3. So I'm like, I remember like, is it Megaton that you nuke, It's just a victim of the internet being the internet, which is shit, because there's a lot of fun to be had, and I need you to fucking play it more, please.
Well, now that I've wrapped up,
I started a new character. He's level 7. We're like,
dumb. Well, now that I've finished the Razor review, I've done Astro Bot. Like, in terms of what we have to review, quote unquote, I'm pretty much tidy at this point. So
it's good.
I can dive into that, because right now it's Red Dead and Fallout, the two I really want to sort of spend time
see,
in.
Red Dead just didn't get me. I never felt that urge to buy it. It was even at JB on release day, so the guy I was working with could go in and buy it and get it installing in between jobs for the day. It needed the disk change halfway through though, so he was a bit cut. I see clips, and the more I see with them, I'm like, that's just not for me. That's just not what I'm looking for.
Well, there's not much I can really add to what you've said. I think you've kind of you've gushed beautifully.
Thanks.
After 3 weeks off, you've come in. Here's all this Fallout stuff. So I'm going to leave it as that. Well, let us know what you think of Fallout 76 in those comments below. Once again, use critical thinking. Don't just be spewing them hates.
If you disagree with anything, that's cool. Tell us why. Let's have a talk about it, because the game just seems to be missing that mid-ground level discussion. It's either you gush about it, like I guess I just did, or you fucking hate it.
We could totally pull it. We could.
I could pull it apart.
Let's add some bad things to it. Like
I did. The performance is fucking shit.
Yeah, the performance is garbage.
There's basically no end game at the moment. Like, once you've killed the Scorch Beast Queen, it's like, well, why do I need? I can keep playing and keep earning perks, but why? The camps are bugged. Nothing worse than logging in and your camp is gone and it's not stored properly, so you got to spend an hour rebuilding it. Getting DC'd when you claim a workshop puts you on a different server, so when you come back you don't own that workshop anymore, and you've just wasted all these fucking materials. I could go on about that stuff for an hour as well, but it's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's nice to talk good about things. That's not a real sentence. It's nice to praise when you can hate. When this is the same discussion that we had around Batman vs Superman and fucking anything that's been right on the internet.
Hate gets clicks.
There is no middle ground. No one is content these days with being average. Nothing can be average. Everything has to be like it's shat on your mutt's face, or it's the shine.
Did you say shat on your mutt's face?
On your mutter's face.
On your mutter's face with a D, mutter.
Your mutter. Either shat on your mum's face or
sucked your dick.
It sucked your dick. Like, there's no in the middle, and I think that middle is where it's at. Like IGN, right? They gave it a 5 in a 10-point scale. That is dead in the middle. It is the perfect example of an average score. And if we were reviewing it, I'd probably give it the exact, like, somewhere around those middle points as well.
I don't know where I'd put it, because like, you have to acknowledge all the flaws, which I have, but on a fun factor, I'm having like a 9 out of 10. I'm having a fucking great time.
Yeah.
But then when those bugs come into it, it drops it down. I'm like, well, where does it put it to?
In
You know
terms
what
of
I mean?
the scoring, because like if the game runs, it's a 7. Because the whole point of the game should run, and then those last couple points there from say even 6 to 10 is the fun and playing.
But that's why I don't like.
That's why I hate
scoring, because like I said, if it was just based on fun, 10 out of 10. But performance, 4 or 5 out of 10, which you'd think would bring it to a 7. But I feel like I'm having more than a 7 out of 10 time with it. But it's definitely not a 9 out of 10 game. You know what I mean? Like you can't. I hate the numbers.
Everyone just seems to forget that games are there to have fun.
And if you don't like it, then don't play it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have played it and you don't like it, put up some good criticism that Bethesda can look at and go, a lot of people are talking about this.
Not even that. Like, if you don't like it, why waste your energy on it? Why don't you reuse that energy into a game that you give a shit about?
No, but like you might not like.
I mean, like if you're going to the internet and just spewing hate.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Don't go on there and
reuse that energy. Like rather than have this inbuilt hatred for something, or even the desire to get that voice out there, use that energy to something else. Like, oh, I didn't really like that. I'm gonna go find maybe this will be the thing that I like.
It's like there was a Metacritic review for it, 0 out of 10, and all it said was, "I don't like online games." What does that mean? Obviously, you got to take Metacritic user reviews with a grain of salt, but. Just be nice.
Whenever something's up to the popular vote, it's always iffy. I.e., Fortnite winning game of, being nominated for Game of the Year for that whatever that random. Not these Game of the Years segues, but another place.
Just be nice and be critical.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Comments below. Now we don't have the drop this week for some reason. PlayStation didn't put it up. Bummer. So instead, with the Game Awards happening not next weekend, the weekend after. It's 2 weeks away. We'll drop our what we think will win in terms of the nominees here.
We'll do that next week if you want.
Then we'll
do our predictions, or do you want to do predictions now?
What the hell have we been recording for?
Quite a while. I don't care. It's up to you. Make a good topic. Let's go through the categories and what's been voted now. Because I'm not ready to give you any predictions yet.
Okay,
I haven't looked at it.
I haven't run through them at all yet, so let's do that.
And then next week, maybe not the main topic, but we'll talk about what we think.
Yeah, I like that.
Right. The game's up for Game of the Year: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste.
Shout out to Buddy from Dash Culture, who's been praising that since March when it came out.
I played it. God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Side note, I forgot Monster Hunter World came out this year.
Did ya?
Yep. So I was really impressed to see that on there. I'm like, oh yeah.
Deserves it. It won't get it, but it deserves it.
Yeah.
It was such a big moment, big game for the series, especially over in the West. Just Celeste being up there. Because, I've said it a few times, I love the good indie game, the success stories. Shovel Knight's been one, Hollow Knight's been one. Celeste for me was too fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful game, and I had enjoyed playing it. I'm not very good at platformers, and it just got too hard. That simple. But, so cool to see an indie game up there with Red Dead, God of War, Spider-Man, and then this bloke, Matt, from Matt Makes Games. I think he did it by himself, or him and only a couple of people are up there in that discussion, and that's amazing.
Fantastic.
It's absolutely amazing.
Also, I believe it's almost the exact same list for the Dash.
Oh.
Which we help judge.
No Fallout 76 on there, though. Boycott. Best ongoing game: Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege.
No Mansky?
No Mansky's got another huge update this month.
Oh, wow.
Apparently the game now is just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, but apparently it's still got the same loop. So if you don't
Probably.
Same as Fallout. If you don't dig that loop, you're not going to enjoy whatever comes after. So
I love the loop.
Yeah.
I love
the MMO.
I love gameplay loops like that. We want to talk prediction because it's probably just going to be Fortnite.
Yeah, we'll talk predictions next week, but yeah, we'll just run through them.
It's probably just going to be Fortnite.
It's probably going to be Fortnite.
Pretty much any category.
So what we'll do next week is we'll have our and you guys can get involved as well. We'll
for sure.
We'll put it in the community groups. We can all chat about it over the week. We'll have what we think will win, what we want to win, because they may or may not always line up.
Best game direction: A Way Out, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead 2. I feel like Red Dead 2 is just going to clean up.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see God of War clean up. I feel like God of War deserves it. Like
but
every
also,
category.
Shout out to A Way Out, because that was the guy that, that was
the
real,
Game Awards
real hammered last year.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a little joke one there, but I'll take it.
I feel like it's like Breath of the Wild from last year. Any category that it's in for Red Dead 2, it's the clear favourite.
Like, Red Dead is fantastic. Like, it is an insanely built world, and it's really, really cool. But I do think it might be getting a mild...
Because it says best game direction, and God of War's direction was fucking fantastic. Whereas, just from what I've heard about Red Dead 2, it's very, very good, but it is very slow. Fast traveling's fucking shit because you can go there, but you can't fast travel back or something. Like, it's a very slow game, which a lot of people obviously love. A lot of people love, but I don't know how the story is, but being direction, you got to look at the narrative as well. And God of War's narrative was so good from start to finish. The direction of the narrative all the way through was so crisp.
Agreed. Very much agreed.
Well, there's best narrative here. Detroit, God of War, Life is Strange 2 Episode 1, Spider-Man, Red Dead 2. I don't think Spider-Man's going to get any of these. Maybe gameplay, if there is a category for that. It's fine. I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
I think I got to like 30%. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah, no, I got the credits. I'm still sitting at 97%.
Are you down the plat?
No, I'm
close.
I'm so close. But those Taskmaster missions are the butt.
Yeah, they are. Best art direction: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead 2, Return of the Obra Dinn. I don't know what that is. Octopath's cool. It's alright. It's cool.
If it's art style, yeah.
Best score music presented by Spotify, where you can find us for the players on Spotify.
Shameless.
Celeste, God of War, Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead 2. Octopath had great music. So did God of War. I can't speak for Red Dead. How far do you want to go in these?
Yeah, we'll just skip them through.
As you get down, some of the categories are just like, what the fuck are these?
We'll just skip the ones we don't give a shit about.
Best audio design: Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead 2.
I think Forza will go strong there because, like, in terms of their sound design, it's the key focus of cars. It sounds fantastic. Black Ops, meh.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of sound design, meh.
Best performance: Brian Deckard as Connor.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. The man who tweeted us and stuff.
Yeah, he's
back last year.
Yeah, he did. Genuinely, yeah.
Yours and Buddy's chit chat.
He did, and then again once we posted our review as well.
Christopher Judge as Kratos, God of War. Melissa Mahut as Cassandra, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan, Red Dead 2. Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker. Christopher Judge. It's got to be.
I'd say it's between Judge and Deckard. Because Deckard's... now
oh, yeah, for sure. Deckard...
Deckard has built a community since that game. Like, I think it's called the Connor Army.
Oh, it's so lame.
It's so lame.
So lame.
But, like, it's working. People are behind him. And now that it's up to the public vote...
True. I feel like... I think Spider-Man's performance was one of the weakest parts of the game. It just felt very... I don't know. Average.
Yeah.
To me, anyway. I can't speak for Assassin's Creed because I haven't played it. I can't speak for Red Dead because I haven't played it.
Arthur Morgan as a character is pretty sweet.
Can you be like cool dude or like shit dude? Can you be like wanker?
Yeah, you can wank people.
Oh, that's not quite what I was asking. Maybe now I'll have to buy it.
When you're riding around, you can be like, or you can just be instantly aggressive. Yeah, like as you ride past people, you have the choice to be like, here you go. Which is what I do. I'm just like, here you go. And they're like, here you go, mister. And then shortly later, I rob them. But like,
not going so good now, are you?
Yeah.
How you going? Yeah, good. We'll see about that.
It's like,
how about now? Games for Impact. 1111 Memories Retold. Celeste. Florence, Life is Strange 2 Episode 1. The Missing J.J. Macfield in the Island of Memories.
Yeah, judging on the subject matter alone, Celeste is going to have that in the bag.
I think so. Well, I don't know, because I haven't played any other ones, so I don't know. But Celeste maybe just on name.
Yeah, with the big hype, because it does tackle a lot of like mental illness and stuff in there, which is really cool.
Sure does.
And having like even if I remember like that Dragon Cancer winning, and then I played that game and I was a mess. If you want to go a game about impact?
No, I know. I've been meaning to play it, but I can't pull the trigger. I can't pull the trigger on it.
Dude,
to play
I've never
it.
finished it. I can't go back.
Yeah.
I can't go back.
Especially now.
I played it just after, like shortly after he was, like I think he was about 8 months old at that point. So yeah, even now, I couldn't.
Yeah.
It's so gut wrenching.
Best independent game: Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return of the Obra Dinn, The Messenger. I've heard a lot of good things about all those games. But Dead Cells was so
I think
good.
Celeste has it, obviously being game of the year nom, but
Dead Cells was so good. It was so good. Good work. Best mobile game.
Yeah.
Donut County. Fortnite's up there. PUBG Mobile.
Fortnite's got it. But
Also, did you see news that PUBG got a listing for PS4?
yes,
Finally.
December 7.
Yeah. September 7.
December 7.
Oh. Best VR AR game: Astro Bot, Rescue Mission, Beat Saber, Firewall 0 Hour,
Oh, that's really good.
Moss, and Tetris Effect.
I think it'll be between Beat Saber and Astro Bot. Beat Saber is apparently really dope.
Yeah.
I haven't picked it up yet.
My dad's been playing it.
I did reach out for a code, but because it's like $55, I'm like, wait till I get the confirmation or the not confirmation. Then I'm like, all right, cool. No, just throw money at it. Like, I want it.
Now, here's a gripe of mine. Best action game: Black Ops 4. It's a multiplayer game now, though. There is no... I mean, yeah, it's action, but it's multiplayer only.
Well, it says here that for the best game in the action genre focused on combat. That game is entirely based around combat.
I suppose. Dead Cells,
Yeah, based entirely on combat.
Destiny 2 Forsaken, Far Cry 5, Mega Man 11.
Okay. Toughy. I'm just sitting and think about that one.
Best action adventure game: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Best role-playing game: Dragon Quest XI, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Fighting game: don't fuck. Best family game: Nintendo Labo's in there.
Overcooked 2 for the win.
That's if you want to destroy your family. Strategy game. We don't really play them. Sports. Multiplayer game. Black Ops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, Sea of Thieves.
Oh, Sea of Thieves.
The only Microsoft game in there.
Yes.
It's the only game they've had this year. Am I right?
That's State of Decay.
Oh, yeah. I heard nothing about that game before or after release. Best student game. Sorry, we don't know any of them.
I think there's an Aussie in there.
Best debut indie game: Donut County, Florence, Moss, The Messenger, Yoku's Island Express, Esports, Esports Player. It is strange that...
Esports is the bot.
Like, I don't give a fuck about esports. I mean, I do, but I don't follow players or anything. It's strange that Ninja's not in there. The Fortnite dude.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Because he's a wanker.
Is it really?
Watch some, like,
Right,
I fell into a YouTube hole of exposés on Ninja being a dick. He's a big dick.
I've been recently enjoying those exposés on, like, Clean Prince Gaming.
Yeah, I watched a few of them too, yeah. See, I don't mind. Down with Thrust was first.
Yeah, he's better.
I feel like he's been doing it for longer than Clean Prince, I'm pretty sure. I like Down with Thrust as a personality.
Yeah.
He just seems like a cool chill. He might not be, but he's presenting as a cool chill guy, and Clean Prince just seems like he's got a carrot up his ass.
And to his credit, like when Down with Thrust got like blasted essentially for like not being accurate, he's like, all right, cool. And as far as I know, he's genuinely changed his channel. Clean Prince still pumping out the same shit.
Yeah. I saw one of the biggest Division YouTubers pulled apart Clean Prince about his Division coverage, using like other people's footage and stuff because he never played it and stuff like that. As much I sit back, and I'm like, I fucking hate YouTube drama. Ooh, what's this?
Yeah, ooh. When it benefits me, I'm like,
I hate YouTube celebrity drama.
Yeah.
You know, Shane Dawson versus the Paul brother or whatever the fuck.
That's the shitty part of like, YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's it. Esports coach.
Oh, dad. Number one
Best
dad.
esports event. I think we're getting to the bottom barrel. Esports host.
Why is there such a
Esports
hard
moment.
for esports?
Content creator of the year. Dr. Lupo. Myth. There's Ninja. Pokimane. Willy Rex.
Who the fuck are all those people?
I know Myth.
Where's the one that Greg Miller won? The man of the year, whatever.
Wasn't that content creator of the year?
Yeah, it had a different name then.
Did it? I don't know. But that's it. But next week we'll
we'll
get a pen and paper and we'll pen some things
write
down.
that out properly.
Yeah. Nothing else you want to add before we end this?
No, it's good to have you back.
No.
It's
That-
very good to have you back.
That PlayStation conversation happened on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast services. If you want to be a part of the future conversations, please join us on Facebook, join us on Discord, comment below. If you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/popculturists. Head over there, check out the tiers. There might be something there that interests you.
If you want to show love the Pop Culturists on your body, head to popculturist.com/shop. We can buy shirts like this, phone cases like this, and other assorted crap with our logos on it. And we are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists, where you can watch us do those streams live. Now, I will be trying to do more of them on YouTube, as in like pull the Twitch VOD and put it on the YouTubes. But who the fuck's going to watch them?
What do you mean? Like post-stream?
Yeah, like 24 hours later, we're allowed to put it elsewhere, so I might put it on the YouTubes for those who don't watch us on Twitch.
Oh. Well, I mean, why not?
Yeah, fuck it. We
Suppose.
want many other videos, so why not?
I need a new sticker. Look at it.
Yeah,
You can see where I grabbed the laptop to shut it. It's like molded to my fingers.
well, we do need one that less looks like Dylan's bumming me, and one where you don't have goggles on your face.
Yeah.
We'll make some new ones. But
'Cause
until next week,
we're not scientists anymore.
no, we are
That
not.
shtick is gone.
We need to do a new photo shoot with the shirts.
Mm.
Whatever the fucking time we have to do that.
Yeah.
But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson,
I'm Josh Saunders.
and that was For the Players, as it should be.